Hello and welcome to my channel. This time is gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna be probably just talking over some footage of me going through this very time-wasting challenge. I really don't know what else to do in the game. I mean, I could do raids. I used to do raids a lot, and I still do them, but I don't know, they hit different now than they did before, back in the day. So, back in the day, I played coils, and my friends got me into coils, like, right after I hit endgame. They helped me get all the gear and stuff that I needed for it, and I kind of just jumped right in. That's my poor friends. They had to like drag me through coils, but eventually I did learn how to do the mechanics, and I got to the point where, you know, they would ask me to help carry people through some of coils, which was pretty cool, pretty nice. I mean, the fact that I could actually hold my own and help people through content at the time that was actually current, it was pretty cool, and it was pretty fun too. Got to meet a lot of people back then. I was way more talkative back then, and I was way more involved in the FCs at the time that I was in. My main focus that I wanted to talk about was something that I noticed recently in 14. Like when I was trying out for raid groups, it was kind of a little eye-opening to me how different I feel it's become. Or maybe it's because I was mostly raiding with friends back in the day, so it was definitely way different back then. I didn't really start joining raid groups until more recently, but it was just kind of eye-opening how, like, when I trial for raid groups, of course they want you to pass the vibe check, which I get. Like, you want to make sure you don't have a complete asshole or like a complete creep in your group, which is understandable. Like, you want to make sure you all have a good time, you all have fun. But I did notice that there was one specific group that I did try out for recently, and I tried out for it, and I think I did pretty good mechanics wise. Like, anytime I join a group, or anytime when I try to join a group, a lot of times they do tell me, hey, you're pretty good mechanically, like, you know what you're doing. We're not saying you're a bad player, like, you're a pretty good player, but X, Y, and Z is why we didn't choose you, or X, Y, and Z is why we let you go. Which I've only been let go from one static, which was fine, because I really did not like the raid leader, and so I was more than okay with being let go from that static. I think I kind of sabotaged myself on purpose so I can get let go, to be honest, like, without realizing it. But I just was not having fun in that static. The other ones that I've been in, a lot of them just fell apart because I don't know if we just weren't going fast enough, or we would hit a wall, and then they would just kind of disband the group because we couldn't get past that wall for like a week or two, which is understandable. I mean, it is up to the raid leader, it's not a big deal. It's just very interesting. But this is also around the time where I didn't get on call anymore, because really the only time I ever got on call was when my friends were on call. That would be the only time I would ever really join a voice chat, because I have had bad experiences with being in voice chats before, and like being in a voice chat with a bunch of randos is just kind of weird. So I don't really go into voice chat. I just type it out, and that's the one issue that I can see why the last group that I tried for did not accept me was I was not in voice chat for a reason, because I tried, like, I really did try to say something, but nothing came out. So I'm like, you know what? No, I don't feel comfortable. I'm not gonna put myself in an uncomfortable position by talking, because just because I wanted to make myself look good for people I don't know, pretty much. And so I didn't. I would just type, and I feel like a lot of things get lost in translation when you're typing. Like, a lot of people think like you might be more aggressive, or like that you might be mean with the way that you type, but it's like you can't get your tone across texting, and I didn't want to get on call, so I feel like maybe it also could have been the way I was talking too. Like, I was talking very minimally. I was typing very minimally. I only typed when I need to ask something for the most part. I didn't really engage with them that much because I'm like, I don't know them. Like, these guys are friends. They've been talking to each other for a while, and it's like, anytime you try to go into a group that's already established, it's really fucking weird. It's awkward. And so you just try not to break the peace, essentially. But this is gonna be like a long rant. But anyways, yeah, I ended up not getting chosen because there was another person that they trialed right after me, and I noticed that they were on call. So I'm like, there's no way they're gonna choose me. I was getting the vibes from that, from their voice. I could definitely tell that they weren't gonna choose me, which was fine. I mean, I don't know who they are either. I mean, they seem pretty good people. They seem pretty fun, but I feel like people just want that instant connection nowadays, and that's really interesting to me because that doesn't work in real life. Or if it does, like, think back to how many times you've had an instant connection with someone in real life, and then try and translate that to online. I mean, you're not gonna get that instant connection. It just doesn't happen. Like, it could be the rare chance that maybe you do find one person or a group of people that you do get a connection with, or that you do fight with, and that's great. But the thing is, like, I think people just want, it's kind of like with instant gratification, they want instant connection nowadays. Like, I feel like it's more so now, and it's just really interesting to me. Like, it's like you need to work on your relationship with people. Like, you don't instantly just become friends the first day with someone. Like, how many people do you talk to once for maybe like an hour, and then you're instantly BFFs, you're instantly friends? It doesn't happen very often. But I noticed that a lot of people online and in Final Fantasy XIV want that to happen, or they think that it can be a thing, and they think that it's a common thing, I feel. Or maybe they don't think it's a common thing, I don't know. But the people that I've interacted with, the people that I've seen online, forums, just people just want that instant connection. That's just not how it works. Like, you have to work on it. People just don't want to work on any relation. They just don't want to work on anything, it feels like. It's just really weird. Like, I really should probably start writing scripts because I'm like all over the place. But either way, I just find people nowadays just want that instant connection now, and they want instant friendships, and it's like, that's not how it works, because you can vibe with someone day one, and then you can find out they're a terrible person later on. So people need to understand that relationships are, well, something you need to work on, and in a way they're kind of like an investment. I mean, I don't mean to sound like I don't want it to sound like it's a transaction or something, but I mean, it kind of is. You have to invest your own time into it in order to make it work, or to see if it will work. But it was just really, I just never really thought about it before, but if people just want that instant click with someone, they want the instant vibe, and that's just not how it works. I don't know, because I know, like, with me, definitely, I'm an investment. Like, I'm not going to be your friend right off the start. I'm not going to be your BFF. I mean, you can talk to me about stuff, and that's fine. I'm pretty good about talking to people, or like listening to your problems and troubles, but at the same time, it's like I'm still like, I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm curious what other people think about, like, rating, relationships with rating, like friendships and rating. Is that a good combination? Because I know, like, some people don't want to raid with their friends because they feel like it could strain, but which I get. Yeah, I feel like just nowadays it's so different. The raid scene now from back then is so different. I think this is just a boomer. Just being too old. Too old to raid. So now I'm just doing stupid challenges to keep my interest in the game. And also, I like that progression mindset. So the fact that I'm continuing on with something really helps me a lot in this game. Whereas, like, with raiding, it's the same too, but it's like, I do have a raid group that I'm raiding endgame with. So that's helping me with that progression, but it's not something that I've been really focusing on. Like, I don't know. Something about raiding just, it doesn't hit the same as it did back in the day. It could be just because my friends, it could be just because the raid scene was different, but yeah, let me know how you feel about raiding. Like, if you guys have raided for a long time, like since the Realm Reborn, or even before that. I did not play the original Final Fantasy 14, but if you even played back then, curious about the raid scene back then, or if you're new to raiding, and I'm curious to see how your experience is with people, like trying out for groups and seeing if you pass the vibe check or not, or for some reason you didn't get in because you weren't a good player. I don't know. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Thank you, and have a nice day.